In this video, I'm going to show you two different ways that you can create speed ramps in DaVinci Resolve to improve the quality of your car videos. Let's get to it. So I have DaVinci open to the edit page, and the first thing I want to do is trim the fat. And what I mean by that is we want to start the clip when the camera starts moving. So there's like maybe a second or two where I'm kind of getting everything established, and then the movement will start. So right about here. So we'll I'm gonna hit Q, and that's gonna cut it to the beginning. I'm just gonna kind of scrub through. It'll take about right about there. That looks good. Now that I have my clip set up the way that I like, the next thing that I wanna do is stabilize it. And to do that, we're gonna actually go into the Fusion page. Now, depending on the clip, there are two ways that you can stabilize it. You can use the tracker tool or the planar tracker. Each has its advantages and disadvantages. The tracker tool is more if you have like a center point that you kind of want to focus in on. And I like to do that for a lot of push-pull movements. For a lot of parallax movements, I like to use the planar tracker. And what that's going to do is going to stabilize a whole section or plane on the clip. So you're going to hit Shift Space, type in planar tracker, and it should just come up right there. For motion type, we're going to select translation, and we have this little icon here that we're going to click on the areas that we want to stabilize. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click around the front of the car here. That's where I want it to be locked in. It doesn't have to be perfect. That should be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Set. On tracking, we're going to track to the end. And then we're going to select Go, and we're going to track it to the beginning. Okay, so the clip is done tracking. What we want to do now is we're going to change operation mode to steady. And I'm just going to kind of scrub through and take a look. We have a little issue. We've got a little checkerboard going on. So obviously we don't want that. So to fix it, we're going to add the transform tool. So you're going to hit Shift Space again, type in transform. Should come up right there. And the first thing we want to do is increase the size. And a lot of times that will fix the issue. And then we can also adjust the position. So we can kind of move it over to the left a little bit since it was kind of creeping over that way. But that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to hit save. We're going to go back into the edit page. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are two ways that you can create speed ramps in DaVinci Resolve. The first way is by far the easiest, and you're going to do it entirely from the edit page. And to do that, you're going to hit on Command R, and that's going to bring up the speed editor. And what we want to do is add speed points at the areas where we want to adjust the speed. So I want this to come in fast, slow down, and then exit out at a fast speed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of scrub to about the area where I want it to slow down. On the bottom here where it says 100%, that just means that's the default speed of the clip. We're going to click on this little triangle here, upside down triangle, and we're going to click Add Speed Point. And then I'm going to grab the cursor, and I'm just going to scrub through kind of where I want that to stop. Say about right about there. I'm going to add another speed point. And now what I'm going to do to increase the speed at the beginning, I'm going to go to the top left corner, and notice how the cursor changes where you have two arrows. We're going to click on it and drag it to the right. And as you can see, the percentage starts increasing, meaning it's getting faster. The other thing that I've noticed is that I want this to be right between these two beat markers here. On the bottom of the speed indicator of this, or speed marker, whatever you want to call it, if you click on that, it will change the distance without changing the speed. So if you want to adjust the length, you just click on the bottom and you can adjust it that way. For the other part of the clip, we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to hover over the top right area of the clip and drag it over. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. We're not quite done yet. It's a little jerky, and we really want it to kind of smooth that out a little bit. You're going to right click and hit Retime Curve. So right here is where our speed ramp is, and we're going to click on this little circle here. What we're going to do is click on this left handlebar, and that's going to change it so we can now adjust the spline. And if you hit Command, you can, this will, and click on the right side, it'll adjust the curvature of the bottom. If you click on the other side, it'll adjust the curvature on the top. Hit it without, it'll adjust both. So here's the outro. See how it kind of has that kind of jerkiness to it. So we're gonna, again, click on that little white dot there. Looks pretty good. I'm just gonna make a little adjustment here. Much smoother. Now, the other way that you can create speed ramps in DaVinci Resolve is a little bit more complex, but I think the results are way better. Again, I have my compound clip here, but instead of using the speed editor in the edit page, we're gonna take our compound clip and we're gonna actually cut it to right here between these two beats is how long I want the length to be. I'm just going to cut the end there and just trim that off. And we're actually gonna do this in Fusion. And the first thing we want to do is to see how long the clip is, meaning how many frames are in it. I'm just going to take our indicator and just slide it over to the very end. So right here I have 1063 frames. So I'm going to highlight that and copy. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and this part is important because what we're going to do is add the time stretcher tool. To do that, again, hit Shift Space and start typing in time stretcher, and there it is. So we have these two yellow bars. That indicates where our clip begins and ends. And so what we're gonna do is, so make sure that the first one says 0, and then the next keyframe, we're gonna add at the end, and we're gonna paste in our frames. So what it's done is taken the entire length of the original clip and shrunk it down to the length of the edited clip. To add the speed ramps, we're going to use the spline tool. And so you're going to click on spline, go ahead and click on the time stretcher. And you also want to hit on this little arrow adjustment here, and that just kind of magnifies it for you. Go ahead and hold Shift and then just highlight the two markers here. So this is our entire clip. So this is where it begins and this is where it ends. Go ahead and hit S. So by hitting S, it's going to create an S curve, which is kind of your most basic speed ramp curve. So what I want to do is have it, again, come in fast, slow down, and then speed up again. So to do that, I'm going to click on the handle and I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to click on the other handle and pull that one down. Now, if you want to adjust the intensity, you can actually click on it and pull it up a little bit. If you want it to come in a little bit faster, same thing with the end. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to go back to the edit page and take a look. Much better. That's how you create speed ramps in DaVinci Resolve. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button and also hit the subscribe button so you could be the first to receive real-life tips and tricks on video creation. My name is Andrew Cooper at realvideocreator.com. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.